The 90s were a decade of possibility, marked by growing prosperity and a fledgling but rapidly expanding World Wide Web. Over the course of the decade, the median household income grew by 10%. Families were living better, and no one worried about whether or not the federal government would shut down, making it a great time to buy a home in Virginia Beach. And that's exactly what happened. In 1994 alone, the city recorded an unprecedented 100,000 real estate deeds. With more people came more diversity, and this was reflected in the city's leadership.
My platform really was somebody who was knowledgeable about finance and making sure that the budget was appropriate for everyone. I ran for education because I'd just come off the school board. I got visits from people like from the SeaTac community, and they said, all over the city they're building recreation centers. We're a Black community. We got no recreation center. Well, that broke my heart. I kept thinking, if that's all you want is a recreation center, and you don't have that, oh, I'll be happy to do that. And they spent that over $1 million in terms of building a recreation center. I realized when we went to get people to build the center that there were not very many minorities who had any contracts with the city. So I created the Minority Business Council.
With growth came growing pains, one of them being how to continue to provide water to a larger population. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, the entire region faced serious water shortages during drought periods. In fact, for 5 straight years, Virginia Beach had permanent water use restrictions in place and had a moratorium on extensions of the water system, meaning no new construction. That's where Lake Gaston came in, but the hydroelectric reservoir, which straddles the North Carolina-Virginia border, is located some 76 miles away.
When the regional authority was unable to implement Lake Gaston, Virginia Beach decided it had to take the lead. It was a massive project, a huge undertaking. It's a 76-mile, large diameter pipeline, a 5,000 horsepower pumping station, 6 major river crossings. We had to tunnel under I-95 and a major railroad crossing. The City of Norfolk agreed to receive the Gaston water, store it in their system, treat it, and deliver it back to us. It's kind of a unique hybrid water system, but today, in terms of water quality, in terms of reliability, in terms of cost, the Norfolk Virginia Beach water system is one of the best in the nation.
A reliable water supply wasn't the city's only challenge. A larger population also meant more infrastructure needs, and Virginia Beach tackled several major construction projects simultaneously. In 1993, the city opened the $38 million 3-building Judicial Center complex. And just 2 years after opening the city's 9th high school, Tallwood, Virginia Beach added a 10th with the opening of Ocean Lakes in 1994. At the same time, leaders were looking at ways to improve quality of life for residents, adding Princess Anne Rec Center to the mix in 1994. Although the Dome, which had played host to the likes of Jimi Hendrix and the Rolling Stones, was demolished in 1994, opportunities for great live music were not lost. In 1993, the same year the Dome hosted its final performance, the 24th Street Park opened. And just a few years later, in 1996, the local music scene was further buoyed by the opening of the Virginia Beach Amphitheater. Well, that wraps up our look back at Virginia Beach from 1993 to 1997. Up next, we ring in the new millennium with 1998 through 2002. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share that capture the early days of Virginia Beach or proud reflections of what makes this city your home, we would love to hear from you. Visit vbgov.com/nostalgicvb for step-by-step directions on how to get those pictures and videos to us. We thank you in advance for sharing.